Hello students, welcome to class 12 physics. In this video we are going to discuss about some of the rays of chapter number 8 electromagnetic waves. So let us start with the visible rays first. Write source of visible rays and its uses. Visible light is part of radiation emitted by the sun. These rays can be produced by flame, bulb and incandescent lamps also. This is a part of electromagnetic spectrum detected by human eye. So the rays that we are getting from the sun, the radiation that we are getting from the sun is called as the visible light. We can also call it as the visible rays. And we can see the objects around us due to this visible light. So we can say that it can be detected by the human eye. And the frequency of this visible rays is 4 into 10 raised to 14 Hz to 7 into 10 raised to 14 Hz. And considering the range of the wavelength, it has 700 nanometer to 400 nanometer. So this is important to note down the frequency and the wavelength. Now uses, as already said, that visible light, due to it is possible that we can see the objects around us. So the first use is human eye is sensitive to the radiation of the visible rays. Due to visible light we can see object around us. Different animals are sensitive to different range of wavelength. For example, snake can detect the infrared waves. So we human beings can see the objects due to this visible rays. In the same way, different animals use different rays which are having different wavelength to see the object around that. And one of the example is the snake. That snake can see the object due to the infrared waves. For some insect, visible range is extended up to the ultraviolet range. That means some animals or some insects can see the object around that because of the ultraviolet rays. That means they need the wavelength of the ultraviolet rays to see the object around that. So, in short, let us see the visible light. The range of the wavelength is 8 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter to 4 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter. Or you can write in this sense 700 nanometer to 400 nanometer. And range of frequencies is 4 into 10 raised to 14 Hz to 7 into 10 raised to 14 Hz. Now the source from where we can get the visible light is the lamp, bulb and the sun. Properties. These visible light has the properties of reflection, refraction, interference, diffraction, polarization, visible sensation of photoelectric effect. So students, you may copy down this theory. Now let us see about the ultraviolet rays and its uses. Ultraviolet radiation are produced by special type of lamps and very hot bodies. The sun is also an important source of UV radiation. That we already know that sun emits the UV rays. So it is one of the source of the UV radiation. Sun is the source of the UV radiation. And also the special light of lamps and the hot bodies can produce the ultraviolet rays. Most of the ultraviolet rays coming out of the sun are absorbed in the ozone layer, which are at a height of 40 to 50 kilometer. That we have already studied in the lower standard, that ozone layer is the layer that will be protecting from the ultraviolet rays. That means it will be absorbing the rays so that it cannot reach to the Earth's surface. So most of the rays are absorbed by the ozone layer. Excess of ultraviolet light is harmful for human body. When body is exposed to UV light for longer time period, melanin is produced in the body, hence skin becomes dark. that we already know that our skin has the melanin pigments, and these melanin pigment is responsible for the complexion of the skin. The more the melanin, the more is the dark skin, and this melanin is given by the ultraviolet rays that is produced from the sun. So it is because of the ozone layer that we are protected from this ultraviolet rays. Spark produced during the welding contain lot of UV light, hence to protect eyes, special type of face mask are used which contain black colored glass. So you might have observed the person that is doing the welding. The welder, when it does the welding, at that time they are wearing the special type of glass, and this is because these UV light, they are using the UV light for the welding purpose, and these UV light may cause damage to the eyes, and so we can say the use of these UV light is for the welding purpose also, and it damages the eyes. So for that purpose the black colored glasses be used. UV radiation is absorbed by the ordinary glass, hence one cannot get tanned or sunburned through glass windows. Now let us see the uses. Ultraviolet waves have very short wavelength, hence it can be focused into very narrow beam of high precision. It is used in LASIK. In some water purifiers, UV bulb is used to kill the germs that we have seen nowadays. Aquaguard or whatever water purifier that we are using, that uses the UV light, and this UV light is useful to kill the germs so that the water is purified. In atmosphere, ozone layer works as a protective layer. In some region, depletion of the ozone layer, that is due to the use of CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, is matter of concern internationally. Now let us see the ultraviolet rays in short about its wavelength, frequency, source and properties. So as discussed earlier, range of the wavelength of this ultraviolet rays is 3.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter to 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter. The range of the frequency is 10 raised to 16 Hz to 10 raised to 17 Hz. And source is, the main source of the ultraviolet rays is sun, and other than that the hot bodies or some special type of lamp can produce the ultraviolet rays. Inventor of this ultraviolet rays was Ritter in 1800. The properties of this ultraviolet rays is effect on photographic plate, ionization, and it possesses high energy tanning of human skin. So students, you may note down this theory. Now let us discuss about the X-rays. X-rays, generally we have heard that it is detected for the if there is fracture in the bones. So let us see the details today. From where does it come? When electron having high energy is bombarded on the target, X-rays are produced. X-rays lie between the ultraviolet rays and gamma rays. That means the range of frequency of the X-ray is between the ultraviolet rays and the gamma rays. Its wavelength varies between 10 nanometer to 10 raised to minus 4 nanometer. Let us see the uses of the X-rays. X-rays are used in medical science to detect fracture in bones and treatment of certain type of cancer. Excessive use of X-ray can damage or destroy living tissue and organ, hence unnecessary exposure should be avoided. So it is said that frequently X-rays should not be done as it can damage the tissues and organs. So range of the wavelength of this X-ray is 100 angstrom to 0.1 angstrom. Range of frequency is 10 to 18 Hz to 10 to 20 Hz. Source is high energy electron bombarded on the metal surface. So when these electron gets collide with the metal surface, or when with the high speed it gets bombarded on the metal surface, the radiation that will be coming out is nothing but the X-ray. Inventor is Roentgen in 1895. Properties: it produces effect on photographic plate. It ionizes the gases. So students, you may note down this theory. Now let us discuss about the gamma rays. Gamma rays are emitted during nuclear processes and from certain radioactive nucleus. In electromagnetic spectrum, gamma rays have highest frequency. Its wavelength is of the order of 10 to minus 10 meter to 10 to minus 14 meter. So in detail we will be discussing about the how gamma rays are emitted during the nuclear process. But for now you need to know that the source of the gamma rays is the nuclear process. That is, during the radioactivity these gamma rays are emitted. Uses: gamma rays are used in medical science to destroy cells of cancer. So because it is having the highest frequency, we can say these rays can destroy the cells of the cancer. Now range of the wavelength of this gamma rays is 10 to minus 14 meter to 10 to minus 10 meter. Range of the frequency, that is the highest frequency it is having as 10 to 18 Hz to 10 to 22 Hz. Source: radioactive is pure gamma source and it is a nuclear reaction. That means in the process of radioactivity, that is during the nuclear reaction, the gamma rays are emitted out. Inventor: Henry Becquerel is in 1896 is the inventor of gamma rays. Properties: it can produce effect on photographic plate, high penetration power and ionization. So these are some of the properties of the gamma rays. So students, you may note down this theory.